This video is brought to you by learncodeonline.in. Visit our website or download our apps. Hey there everyone, Hitesh here, back again with another video, and in this video we are talking about Android P developer preview. So in case you are not aware, Android is finally out with its new version, which is P, and there are a lot of things which people are assuming what does this P means. But by the side note here, I would like to mention that this is a developer's preview and only the people like you and me who are developers, it is meant only for that. So in case you are a person who just likes to watch tech videos and all those fun stuff, don't install that on your smartphone. It was never meant to be installed on your smartphone unless and until you are a developer. There is already an SDK, so go ahead, play around with that in case you are not already doing that. But there is a lot more to discuss about this Android P. So first, let's get started. There are a lot of things that I really want to talk about for this Android P developer release, and I would like to start with the fun stuff. I would like to start with what is P here in Android P version. Now, there is no official statement what we are calling it. As of now, it's in the total developer release. These things usually get releases in the conferences, but let's just assume some things here. Now, I am pretty sure it's going to be Android Pie, but I honestly want it to be Android Poppins. But moreover on that, I want it to be Android Pizza. So the money is always on the pizza. I really want it to be Android Pizza. That would be really awesome and completely different. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Android Pie. So coming back onto the actual stuff why we are making these videos, which is to talk about actual developer stuff for this Android P. First and foremost, you don't need to have a Pixel device if you want to just enjoy and see how these things actually looks like. You can download simply the Android Studio 3.2 version, which supports Android P and can play around with that. And this is what every developer is doing right now. They're just trying to have it, write some code and just try to enjoy with there a little bit. So go ahead and do that. Now moving further after that, let's talk about the first very big feature in the Android P, which everybody is talking about. This feature is Android's usage of Wi-Fi round trip time. In simple words, it's simply the ability so that now if you are even inside the mall, you can have much more detail about your location. Now Google has been playing it around for quite a while now, and they have been already doing it for various malls and various famous buildings and all these things so that they can determine even the floors of these things. So it would be now coming up as for the public usage as well. So what is going to happen? Now you will have one more line to add up in your Android manifest file, and you will have to ask the user for its course location. And once you get that permission, you will be able to determine a pinpoint precise location just like you see in the movies. So now if you are inside a mall and the mall is like 1 kilometer long, you can determine exactly pinpoint which shop it is. And even furthermore, if you are having a campus drive of various companies coming around, it would be easier now to track location of your friend if you are having some kind of customized app for those kinds of drives or campus drives. So you got the point. Now you can find your friend even inside the campus where he is. So this is going to be a really precise location. How is it going to drain the battery? That's a different question, and we are not going to talk about that as of now. Next big stuff is the cutout. So in case you have watched the videos of Android Essential or maybe iPhone, remember that ugly top notch? Yes, it's going to be around for a while because Google has made it really clear that a lot of Android devices are going to come out with that ugly notch. I personally just hate that. So you get a really default function which says get that ugly notch. No, it's not that actual function. This is the one which you should have. Now once you run this function, you will be able to get that, and you get the 3 default mode of that, like display, none, or always on. So you can just customize all that. Now what I get from this is a lot of phones, especially the Essential phone, needed to be customized a lot of Android UI just to make sure that their notch is not bothering with the time or their bars and all of that. Now Google is saying openly that, hey, you don't need to do that customization. We are here to help you. So go ahead, make those ugly notches phone, and we're going to support that. We are shifting our time clock onto a little bit far left side and our battery side onto the far right side so that you can make your designs even awesome. So right straight out of the box, your design can look amazing on the default Android P devices. The next big update is about the notification center. So you might have already seen a couple of videos in which the notification section is now much more colorful. Even the settings section is much more colorful, and they are focusing on roundish icon. Now we are going to talk a little bit more about the Android 2.0 material-ish design, which is having some rounded icons and rounded panels in a later on separate videos. Right now, let's come back on to the notification section. So now we get much more access of the notification center or the notification stream so that we can pass on some push notification customize. Now already I have seen a lot of companies are tinkering around with these notification by passing on images in the notification as well. You might have already be aware of variety of notification that you get are also including the images. Now doing that is far more easier. You don't have to use any third parties or the Firebase thing. It is now supported by default in the Android. So whole story short, your notifications are gonna look awesome and your messages in the notification are going to be context aware. Now this next big update is one of my favorite, and this is about the camera settings. So you have noticed already that there is now a market trend of using two cameras on the back, probably two cameras in the front. I don't know where they are going with the future with that, probably 3 or 4 cameras in your phone. I hope nobody's listening to that. Please don't do that. That would be really insane. But coming back onto the point, now Google is giving you an extra support and extra control over each of those cameras. What you can do with that, a simple example would be having a bokeh effect. Now you don't need to do all these machine learning and all these things. Probably a lot of kits and third parties will come up probably alongside with the machine learning, because I have read in the documentation they are mentioning that now they are going to support the neural network quite a lot as compared to the in the previous model that was immature, didn't really use that much often. But now they are opening the API support for neural network as well. And also they are going to give the same support in the cameras as well, so that you can or anybody can create those amazing bokeh effect with the control of the two cameras and machine learning libraries. I think this is an amazing update, and I would be really looking forward to make some amazing apps that uses these features. And again, the news that says we are opening the things much more wider for the neural network is already amazing. Next update is really the quick and the short one, is regarding the images and the animation. Animations are improved now, and all the kind of doodles that you're making on your phone are going to be much more improved now. And also on the side of images, now they are using much more compressed sides of images. But I'm a little bit on to the quirky side here, and I'm saying that already a lot of companies like Samsung or OnePlus are tinkering quite a lot about how they are saving their images and what format they are saving. So I don't think so it's going to matter a lot, but yes, now it's a good news that you support much more formats of the images and the movies. Moving on to our next update, which is about the job scheduler. So a lot of you might be using the job scheduler in case you are not using third parties. Job scheduler is amazing and is being used for making some network requests. And previously we were just making network requests using job scheduler and that's it. But now the amazing part is you can also determine what kind of size is going to be coming up when we make a request using the job scheduler. And this size is actually the data that is being consumed and is being used. So now you can potentially give your users an estimated size that if you like watch this video, this is the size that it is going to consume. Already being used by Amazon and YouTube as well, but now it's open to everyone, that you can even make some kind of customized things with that hey, if you watch this video, it is going to consume this X amount of data from your whatever service you are using. So I think this is really amazing. This opens up a lot of door for programmers, and I would be really looking forward for this change as well. And finally, some of the quick side updates as well. Of course, I have already talked a little bit that neural networks are going to be here and the APIs is going to be wide open. Security is improved just like always. A lot of good and amazing people from the information security community helped via notifying a lot of bugs and bug bounty programs and all of that. So thank you so much for that. Amazing security updates are also coming up, and also your password managers are going to be more happier because there is now exclusive supports to a lot of password manager to fill up your emails and password and all of that. And these are some of the quick updates. One more, just one more. I almost forgot about that. Now they are even planning to have the client-side encryption of their entire Android. Previously, it was just used to be meant to push onto some clouds and stuff. Now they are saying that clients, or you will be able to make client-side backup of your entire Android device. Okay, so quite a lot of updates, and yes, these are all amazing updates. I'm super pumped up, super excited about it. But there are some things that I'm not so super happy. Let's also talk about the things which I'm not happy, and I think there is still room for those kind of things to be added up here. Now the first one is personal preference, and I know this is not going to happen even if somebody is watching this video on from the Google side as well. Why top notch? Already a lot of people are hating that, so why you're even promoting other users to have a top notch? Come up with some else design. I know the Essential Phone also came up with that, and Andy Rubins is the founder of Android, so probably just a side advantage that you're giving to him, whatever that is. I really hate that top notch. Please, please, please don't support that by pushing the default stuff here. So I'm not happy with that, but it's just me. The big concern still is how many devices are going to get Android P. That is a big issue. And especially when the things you are making up, like the support of 802.11 MC, which is the latest standard of Wi-Fi, obviously the device, I'm pretty sure the device that you are having in your pocket right now is not going to get the Android P, because again, it's a dependency of the customized hardware, especially in the Wi-Fi zone. So I'm pretty sure the new devices are going to have Android P. But this raises the question, the big question, that you are releasing back-to-back Android versions, and still the number of devices who can actually use the true power of Android are like at a very minimum hand. And again, this is a big concern. The reason why Apple market is still dominating, because whatever the feature they are coming up with, they are actually pushing it to all the devices, and that increases the performance, improvement, feedback, and all these things. But again, apart from this, these are amazing updates, and I think it's going to be an amazing, exciting year again for Android P. But let's just see how it turns up. Again, my regret is that my existing device is not gonna have Android P. I would have to buy a new one. So this is your first look about the Android P and what is about to come. Obviously, you can download Android Studio 3.2 to get your hands dirty with this Android P. Surely we are going to do this on this channel as well. Very soon we are gonna write our first Hello World program in Android P and are going to discuss some of these features which we have discussed in this video in the upcoming videos as well very soon. So that's it for this video. Give it a thumbs up in case you have enjoyed this video, and hey, you haven't hit that subscribe button yet? What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. And also one more thing, notify me in the comment section, what do you think is going to be the name of this Android P? I am pretty sure it will be Android Pie. I want it to be Android Pizza. What according to you it should be the name, and what is going to be the name? So let me know in the comment section as well, and I'll surely catch you up in the next video.